Hey everyone, welcome back to Vectorlog. If you're thinking about buying a house before the end of 2025, then stick around because there's a lot going on in the housing market right now, and I'm going to break down what the latest article from Yahoo Finance says, what it means for you, and what to watch out for. Let's dive in. First, what's the current picture? According to the article, the housing market has been under pressure for a while: high mortgage rates, limited supply, and affordability challenges. But as we approach the end of 2025, there are some signs of shift. Here are the highlights. Mortgage rates have eased somewhat compared to the highs of last year. The article suggests that if you can move in before the end of 2025, you might be in a slightly better position than earlier this year. And this is big, things are still challenging. It's not a buy at any cost scenario. You still need to check your finances, timing, and the market carefully. Here are the main things the article recommends you consider if you're thinking of buying now. 1. Interest rates and mortgage costs. The fact that rates have come off the peak means you might have more buying power. But remember, even a small difference in rate can mean big monthly payment changes over time. The article notes that while things look better than the worst of the rate surge, we're not back to very low rates yet. 2. Affordability and price levels. Home prices have been strong and supply still isn't plentiful in many places. The article points out that even though rates are softer, you need to make sure the total cost price plus mortgage plus maintenance plus taxes works for you. 3. Timing before end of 2025. Why this by end of 2025 focus? The article suggests that getting in this year might give you more favorable conditions than waiting too long, because there is some expectation that favorable conditions may shift, whether due to rates creeping up again or competition increasing. 4. Your personal readiness. The article emphasizes you shouldn't be rushing. Make sure your credit is solid, you have a decent down payment or buffer, and you have a plan for how long you'll stay in the home. In other words, being financially ready is just as important as market timing. 5. Market and macro risks. Even though things look a little better, there are risks. Rates might rise, inflation could persist, local markets might behave differently. The article cautions that while now looks better than some earlier periods, it doesn't mean perfect time. Okay, so you've got the context and the key factors. What should you do if you're thinking of buying a home before end of 2025? Here are some actionable steps based on what the article suggests and what I add. Get pre-approved, talk to a lender early. Know what rate you're realistically looking at and factor the monthly payment into your budget, not just what the ad says. Improve your financial profile if you still can. Boost your credit, minimize other debts, save up for down payment plus closing costs plus buffer for repairs or maintenance. Pick your timeline and be realistic. If you're expecting to move in a few months, make sure you account for the time to find the right house, negotiations, inspections, etc. Study your local market. National trends matter, but housing is local. Check supply, competition, price trends, neighborhoods. The article reminds us that just because rates are improving nationally doesn't guarantee smooth sailing everywhere. Have a long-term view. If you buy now, are you planning to stay 5 to 10 years? Because if you do, slight fluctuations matter less. If you may move into 2 to 3 years, your risk from market shifts might be higher. Don't ignore the what ifs. What if rates rise? What if prices keep climbing? What if your life situation changes? Build in a margin of safety. Here's my take on the article and what I think you should keep an eye on. Positive sign. It's encouraging that rates are declining from last year's highs. That opens the door for more home buyers. Cautious note. The relief may be modest. We're not back to super low rates, and affordability is still a big challenge in many areas. Timing is important, but don't force it if you're ready and conditions in your market are favorable. Buying before end of 2025 might be a smart move. But if you're not ready, forcing a purchase just to beat the year could be a mistake. Market watch. Pay attention to interest rate announcements, central banks, local inventory, competition from investors, and also non-housing cost inflation, because that affects your monthly cost burden. Flexibility is your friend. Maybe you lock something in now and refinance later if rates drop further, or maybe you buy but cushion your budget. The article nudges you toward thinking ahead, not rushing blindly. So to wrap up, is it a good time to buy a house before the end of 2025? The article's message is yes, potentially, but only if you're well prepared, realistic, and thoughtful about timing. It's not a guarantee of great deals everywhere. So if you can check off the boxes: strong finances, local market favorable, comfortable moving timeline, it might be an opportunity. But if you're struggling on one of those boxes, being patient may serve you better. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more content about personal finance and real estate, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out. Also leave a comment. Are you thinking of buying a home before end 2025? What's your biggest concern? I'll try to respond and maybe cover it in a future video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.